All my life, my grandfather has given me various nuggets of information, jokes, facts, advice, passed down from grandfather to grandson, from one generation to the next, each more valuable than the last and always something to be cherished and passed on. Join me in this exploration of all the little isms my grandfather has given me throughout my life. Our first stop is the Big Apple. The New York skyline is one of the most recognizable in the world, a city with a storied and varied past going back over 100 years. There's one building on the skyline that my grandfather always told me was the most important. You're thinking it, I'm thinking it. It's one of the most historic buildings on the skyline. It is none other than the historic Citicorp building.
Built in 1977, this building sits at an impressive 59 stories tall, with over 1 million available square feet of office space. The roof, which sits at a 45-degree angle, was initially intended for the use of solar collectors, which would heat the building's water. However, because the building doesn't face the sun directly, the idea was scrapped. The building was designed by architect Hugh Stubbins, and with the help of William Frenchname, he was able to create the iconic stilt-style base. This means that the structural supports for the building are closer to the center than they are the corners. Speaking of feats of engineering, follow me this way. Now what you're looking at here is a sign me and my grandfather put up last Thanksgiving. You see, to the layman, it looks like we just took a few nails and hammered them into the wall and called it a day. But what you're really looking at is a feat of engineering far beyond anything you could possibly imagine. You see, the sign is completely flat, and in order to achieve this, we had to use a level to make sure to measure for maximum flatness. Now, we had to account for a few more things. Many complex calculations involving the curvature of the Earth were used in order to ensure maximum levelness. Fascinating, right? And we're very lucky we didn't make any mistakes either. You see, that's because me and my grandfather are very wise men. Now, I ask you to ask yourself what the difference between a wise man and a scholar is. You see, my grandfather always told me that scholars learn from their own mistakes, but wise men, they learn from the mistakes of others. Hey, what did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved.
Deep in the jungles of South America, there exists a very rare species of bird. The wow bird is a very special bird for one specific peculiarity. The bird is only known to use the bathroom one day out of the year. Every year, tourists flock to these countries in order to get a glimpse of when it goes. But when it goes, wow!
One of the little isms that stuck with me most growing up with my grandfather was just the value of hard work. The man has worked all his life as hard as anybody can. And, despite any hardships he may face or what he may go through, he just keeps on going. And he has definitely helped inspire me to be a better man in that regard, to always strive to be the best man in that regard. And for that I thank him. He's one of the most influential people in my life, and every little joke and piece of advice, little nugget of information is something that I won't forget, and something that I will personally pass down when, I have children and they have children, and they'll stick.